I'd like to now welcome our friend Elja. She is from Holland, and
Yes.
we are going to be having a conversation. We have a list of questions that we have, and so I'm going to start it off with our first question is, Elja, can you tell us a story and connection to the mitochondrial disease?
The connection with mitochondrial disease for me is a very direct one. I'm a patient myself. I lost a brother at 43 to the disease, and my other brother and sister are also affected. Worst of all, my daughter of 25 is affected by mitochondrial disease. So it's not difficult to tell where my motivation comes from.
Yeah, it's all around you, and
Yeah.
we appreciate you being able to share these stories so that people can understand the impacts that this mitochondrial
Yes.
disease has
Yeah.
on everyone. Tell me a little bit about what that mission, what your mission statement would be as that united voice for the International
Um,
Mito
well,
Patients.
we started talking to start, I contacted the mitochondrial patient representatives in neighboring countries. So Germany, France, the UK, Belgium. And we started talking, and we discovered that there's so many differences per country, how patients are organized, how the care system is, even cultural differences. In France, the whole care system is quite different from the Dutch situation. So many differences. So it became important for us to find one common goal, which can be so strong that it will kind of fade away all differences, and so that we come together. And this goal is simply said to improve the quality of life of mitochondrial patients. And by cooperating and collaborating cross borders, and by doing that, we can fight for better care and fight for a cure. So it's care and cure. And both aspects improve the quality of life of patients. So the main, the common denominator, so to say, is improving the quality of life. And of course, a cure is the ultimate improvement of quality of life.
That's
So,
fantastic.
and over the years, I've discovered that this simple sentence, improving the quality of life of mitochondrial patients, is so strong. We have overcome all these differences.
Well, that's fantastic. I really like that collaborative approach to find unification. You use some keywords there in collaboration, quality of life, and quality of care. Those are some really great goals. Now, the other question I have is, how do you engage with other national patient organizations like MitoCanada?
Um, the IMP actually only exists of national patient organizations. So they are the key players in the entire organization. And of course, every organization has a few main contacts for IMP, but in fact, we lean on the entire member organizations such as MitoCanada and the 14 other member organizations. We have 15 in total. Um, um, on the website, it still says 14, but that is because only last week a Bulgarian patient group joined IMP, which is really good because we are hoping to get some more member organizations from different parts of the world.
Right. So as you're getting more, and you become that united voice, you're able to put the pressure where the pressure needs to be to get the change
Yes,
that you're seeking. Okay, that's
exactly.
fantastic.
That is important. Talking to researchers and clinicians at this very moment. And it's easy because they know where to find us. We are the only collective voice of mitochondrial patients, so they know where to find us, and we are sitting at their tables as partners. But in the long run, it will also be important for IMP to sit at the table with industry, because in the end, I certainly hope there will be a drug, or there will be, a treatment for mitochondrial patients. But then again, the fight isn't over yet, because a drug needs to be accessible to all patients in the world, and it needs to be affordable.
The next question I had is a question regarding some of the things that you've just been talking about. And one of those questions, is talking about some of the highlights and achievements that you guys have been able to do. And you talked about bringing in the Belgium group. So what would be some of the achievements that you are most proud of for the IMP, with the IMP?
We've achieved quite a number of things, but I'm really proud of the existing network, international network, not only with patient representatives, but also with researchers and clinicians and special professionals like rehabilitation doctors, pharmacologists, for instance. So we have, and I think our medical network is quite complete. It's a small circle, and we are there. They know us, and we know them. That is one of the important accomplishments, because that's where the things happen. Another very concrete accomplishment is that we managed to put chronic pain on the scientific agenda. Up to then, clinicians and researchers didn't really talk about pain as one of the major symptoms of mitochondrial patients. I don't know why, but they just didn't. Patients all over the world, when you ask them, they suffer from chronic pain, most of them, 80 to 90%. So we asked a well-known health research institute in Germany to carry out a study into the pain with mitochondrial patients. And they did so, and the important outcome is that pain is existent with mitochondrial patients, with the majority of patients, and it's a neglected symptom by doctors and clinicians, physicians. This study resulted in a scientific publication, and it was recently published in a very well-known scientific magazine, which means that it's been accepted by the medical world, which is really, really important, because up to then pain was a bit a vague symptom, and all the studies really focused on the fatigue, and fatigue, of course, is complaint number one, but complaint number two is pain. Okay. And it's really neglected. So our next step will be to try and stimulate studies in how to cope with the pain, how to treat the pain.
Being someone who is directly impacted by mitochondrial disease, what does it mean to you, and how does it make you feel when you see organizations like MitoCanada completing crazy Guinness World Records and runs to raise awareness and funds? What does it mean to you to see that?
Two words come into mind. One is a simple happy. Happy that there are people crazy enough to do stuff like that for mitochondrial patients, but also happy to know that there are people in all the corners of the world willing to make an effort for mitochondrial disease. The second word which comes in mind, which actually comes in mind when I think of MitoCanada, is energy. Because you kind of seem to have so much energy together, organizing all these events and all these runs, that it almost feels as if you want to give a little bit of energy to those who lack energy.
Well, that's fantastic perspective because that is, yeah, I had a Facebook memory come up today for me that indicated that I've been involved with Mito Events for 4 years now. And I was there when we did our 24-hour treadmill event where we had all these multiple Guinness World Records. And you're right, the amount of energy demonstrated by people to show care is what has been fantastic, and it's been infectious to me, and I've been attached to it ever since because I really enjoy that opportunity to demonstrate to others that yeah, we care and we want to be involved in helping raise people's spirits and actual find a cure.
It is
All right.
infectious. It is.
Yes. All right. So one last question. Team Mito will be out on Sunday, running for those who can't, attempting a Guinness World Record to raise awareness and funds for mitochondrial disease. What words of inspiration do you have to the people watching the importance of the dollars needed to support MitoCanada's mission?
The event is called Running for Those Who Can't. Which is a catchy name, but it's more than that. It's a fact. And people watching the runners this Sunday, I think should think of that, should think of for every runner they see, there's one or two or three or a couple of mitochondrial patients who cannot do that. I think if it's in your mind, it makes it clear right away that we need to do something for the Mito community. And I know MitoCanada has more than enough energy and fighting spirit to do all those events and activities, but in order to fight for better care and a cure, they also need funds. So I really, really hope that people will donate as much as they can afford. It's really important.
Well, thank you so much, Elja. We really appreciate the efforts that you've made to find ways to connect all these different separate groups and try to create a united voice. We really appreciate that. We thank you for taking the time with us today, and we look forward to seeing the results of our event on Sunday.
Yes, I do too, and I really hope you will be able to make a world record of it, especially in these times. Everything is welcome, and I wish you and all the others good luck.
Thank you very much, Elja. Have a good evening.